Dream of quitting your job and starting your own business?
Gonna do it right now.
Don't leave me. What many people are doing now is starting something called a side hustle, or a way to work for yourself and make some money doing something that you love.
Yeah, and tonight in a special report, Lisa Balick takes us inside some local side hustle businesses. You're going to meet the Portland man who teaches thousands of people how easy it is to get started.
2 chocolate milk cookies, a sugar cookie, a snickerdoodle.
When the sun goes down, homemade snickerdoodles, then chocolate chip cookies emerge from the oven at a rented church kitchen in southeast Portland. They're nudged into boxes, rushed in heated delivery bags through the rain. Warm cookies delivered to your door.
Laura, did you order some hot, fresh cookies?
Minutes after being made.
If it's like 8 o'clock at night and I'm about to watch a movie, the last thing I want to do is get up and bake some cookies.
Julia Baldwin and her husband Richard Kotulski know that. So when they return from living on the East Coast, where late-night food delivery is common, not so much here, they saw an opportunity.
Amber, could you mark Rachel as baking?
She likes baking.
How many do you need for this?
He likes marketing.
I really also enjoy the operational efficiency piece of it. So that's been really fun for me to kind of figure out how you get 13 orders out the door before 8 o'clock.
Now you're probably thinking what they hear a lot.
A lot of the responses we get from first-time customers is, I wish I thought of that idea, or I've been talking about doing something like that and I just never did it.
I think people focus a bit too much on trying to be unique.
Meet Chris Guillebeau, Portland-based author and host of the daily podcast, Side Hustle School.
So she began to explore side hustling as a means of making up the difference.
He profiles people who start a side business, their stumbles, and ultimate success.
Stephanie created her website, Music for Kiddos.
First, he says, keep your business idea simple. Make it a product or a service, even if it's already out there.
You can probably think of 5 or more ideas of things you could do. If one of those ideas is low risk, doesn't cost a lot of money, you can get started in a short period of time, and it's something you're kind of excited about, why not do that one?
It took a couple years before dozens of nightly doorstep deliveries for After Dark cookies meant Julia could quit her daytime office job.
Rachel has ordered 36 times.
Timing can also help when it comes to gaining customers.
We also have a fair amount of customers who are partaking in marijuana.
That's a big customer.
That's a big customer base too.
Yeah, you said about 50%?
Yeah.
With that website in place,
Guillebeau says your side hustle likely will come from something you're already good at.
what is the knowledge or the experience or skill that I have? And then what is the logical product or service for that?
Okay.
Take these 4 guys. They played club baseball at the University of Oregon and coached a kids' baseball camp. They went their separate ways after school, but people kept stopping them to ask about the word baseballism on their camp t-shirt that they designed and still wore.
We printed 48 t-shirts and we said, let's go sell them at a batting facility.
The shirts sold out in a week. Then a Kickstarter campaign for cash and they were off and running, turning their Portland baseballism brand into a multi-million-dollar company with retail stores around the country. 175 products appealing to women and men, like glove leather totes and backpacks, using social media as their power hitter.
There is competition. We worry about it, but we know that if we stay super authentic to the game of baseball and we do everything the right way, that the customer will see that.
Not all side hustles will turn into this kind of success, nor are they really supposed to, says Guillebeau.
It's about taking whatever free time you reasonably have and using that to build something for yourself.
What really appealed to me was bringing something fun and exciting to people at night.
More demo pictures of Boston.
If you really want to be successful, it's not about the money, it's about what you're passionate about.
In Portland, Lisa Balick, KOIN 6 News.
Wow.
That was a good story. And Chris Guillebeau there encourages you to just get going with your side hustle. Just get out there and do it.
I was walking by and saw baseballism and just thought it was the greatest thing, and you can just tell their passions reflected in it. He says, quote, launch before you think you're ready and adjust as you go. We have more from Chris about side hustles on our website, KOIN.com. Get out there and do something.
Yeah, pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Coming up next.